Most runners set up their watch wrong for MAF training. They've got the pace on the screen and they're watching it drop on the hills. Their ego kicks in and they push harder and their heart rate spikes right through their MAF ceiling. That ain't good. You should have one screen with 3 fields, one alert. That's all you need. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up. That way your watch works. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up so your watch does the work for you and keeps you honest when you're out for each of your runs. So when you're doing your MAF training, the goal is simple. Stay at or below your MAF heart rate on every run. No exceptions. Now, I could say no exceptions, but technology has some problems. But here's the problem. When you're fatigued, and when you're hitting a hill, and when you're 10 kilometers or 6 miles and your legs are heavy, the last thing you need is a cluttered screen full of numbers pulling your attention in 6 different directions all at once. It can be very confusing and you just get overwhelmed. Your watch setup should do one thing, okay? And that is honestly keeping you honest. So here's how to make that happen. So start with one dedicated Mafitone method screen, okay? It's got 3 fields on it. I want that to be large, easy to read at a glance when you're tired or when you're moving. You know, when it's moving, it's hard to kind of see what it is that you're looking at. So the top field is your current heart rate. This is your primary metrics that you're using. Everything else is secondary. Your current heart rate tells you right now, in this moment, whether you're in your MAF zone or if you're drifting above it. I would say below, but that's probably not gonna happen. It needs to be the biggest number on your screen so you can see it. Now the middle field is your average heart rate, okay? And your current heart rate fluctuates. It spikes on hills, it drops on downhills, it drifts as fatigue sets in, right? So your average heart rate tells you the kind of real story, right? Staying true to your zone, right? For the entire session. This is the number that matters when you're reviewing your run afterwards. The bottom field is either distance or duration. That's going to be depending on whether your session is based on mileage or time, right? You got to pick one and stick with it. I mean, you can change it later, but stick with one. Now, the most important thing to leave off the screen is current pace. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but current pace during an MAF run, in my opinion, is an ego trap. I've been in that moment when you see a slow pace, your brain wants to push harder, you want to speed up, your heart rate spikes above your MAF ceiling, and you feel like you've just undone the whole point of that session. It's not a good place to be when you're trying to start off doing this, right? Let your pace be whatever it needs to be to keep your heart rate in check, right? And that's the deal, right? You got to make with yourself when you commit to using MAF training. The pace will take care of itself, and over months of honest training, it will get faster, but only if you protect your ceiling. If there's one thing that will transform your MAF training more than anything else, it is a custom heart rate alert. All the watches do it. Coros or Garmin or Polar or whatever one you're using, it has it. So instead of consistently glancing at your wrist, trying to, figure out what your own heart rate is, set up your watch to alert the moment you drift above your ceiling. Here's how to use it, okay? Take your MAF heart rate, which is 180 minus your age, with any adjustments. It's a nice morning to wash the car.
You got that right. Try to get before the heat gets on.
I know, right?
Have a great day, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Take your MAF heart rate, which is 180 minus your age, along with any adjustments that you need to make, and set a high heart rate alert at that exact number. Not 5 beats above it, exactly at it, okay? So if your MAF ceiling is 138 beats a minute, the alert fires at 138 beats a minute. The moment you drift a single beat over it on a slight incline in the heat or when you get fatigued or on a hill, your watch is going to vibrate, it's going to start beeping, whatever you set it up for. That's the signal to back it off immediately. shorten your stride, transition to a walk if you need to. This single feature literally removes the mental load that constant monitoring of self-monitoring can pretty much do, right? You stop staring at your wrist every 30 seconds or every 20 seconds. You can actually look up and take in your surroundings, run with your head up, and trust that the watch will let you know when you need to be able to back off or not. It also removes the negotiation that you have. You know that little voice, the one that says, my heart rate is only 2 beats over. I'm going to be perfectly fine. Dave, I'm going to be fine. Dave, come on, it's all good. Look, the alert doesn't negotiate, it just fires, and that's exactly what you need. Now, while current pace is a distraction, lap pace is generally valuable for tracking aerobic progress over time. So this is the setup. Turn on your auto lap at 1 kilometer or 1 mile. And at the end of each lap, your watch will alert you so you can glance at the lap, you can take note of it, and then you can literally move on. Here's why this matters. If your first kilometer was at 6 minutes flat per kilometer at your MAF heart rate and drifted to 620 per kilometer at the same heart rate, you're seeing cardiac drift literally in real time. Your aerobic system is fatiguing and your pace is reflecting that honestly. And that's very useful information, not something to push through. It's something to understand and something to acknowledge. And here's the long game. If you do this consistently over months of MAF training, you'll watch those lap paces naturally get faster at the same low heart rate. Your first kilometer goes from 6 to 540 and then 520. Now that's progress. That's your aerobic base building in real time, right? And as you get faster every month, this is exactly what MAF training does. It's working exactly as it should. Now there's a secondary screen that I've used, right? And to set up this second screen, you can scroll occasionally during your run. And this focuses on movement, mechanics, rather than, intensity. And this is cadence. This is vital for MAF training, and most people kind of overlook it. I know I did. When you slow your pace to keep your heart rate low, there's a natural tendency to overstride, right? Take longer steps, right? Slower steps, it can be hard on your joints. And now this is hard on your joints and it's actually less efficient than quicker, shorter strides. So I aim for about 170 to 180 steps per minute, even while running slow. It may look funny, but it works. Keeping your cadence at this crazy slow pace is a skill, and it's one that protects the body while building your aerobic base. Time of day simply is useful just to keep you on time of day. It just keeps you on schedule, right? Especially on those early mornings when time matters, you gotta go. You need to, that's what I set up. Here's another one that I think is really important. Your heart rate sensor extremely matters, okay? And most people don't really realize this. If you're using a wrist-based optical sensor on your wrist, which most people are, make sure your watch band is snug and tight, okay? 1 finger width above the wrist bone. Now, if you have it any looser and you risk stride rate hijacking, and that's where your watch makes your cadence for your pulse and it gives you a widely inaccurate reading. It literally uses your cadence as your heart rate. I've been there, right? Look, if you're serious about using MAF training to improve, to get faster, what I would suggest is just getting a chest strap or an armband. They work really well. So using these 3 fields, current heart rate, average heart rate, distance or duration, current pace is off, heart rate's set at your exact MAF heart rate, ceiling, auto lap on for progress tracking, cadence on your secondary screen. Look, it's very simple. It's going to keep you honest and it's going to keep you very effective. I want to know, how was your aerobic pacing being lately? Are you finding it easy to stay in the zone, or is cardiac drift giving you a little bit of trouble towards the end of your sessions? It's always nice to know. So drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you haven't calculated your MAF heart rate, it's 180 minus your age, minus a couple of adjustments that need to be made. That's your starting point. My full beginner guide is linked below. So like I always say, get out and run. See you on the next one.